The last creation of Earth's G was not born like others. She was made. In the final days of Earth, when cities were falling and skies were burning, the last group of human scientists gathered deep underground. The world was ending, but they refused to give up hope. They had no time, no armies, and no safe place left. But they had one plan. One last creation. Her name was Aura-X9. She was built in a hidden lab, where machines hummed day and night. Her body was tall, strong, and nearly unbreakable. Her muscles were made from advanced carbon fiber tissue. Her bones were stronger than steel. Her mind could learn a language in seconds. And her heart was designed to feel. The scientists did not want a cold machine. They wanted a protector, a warrior, a human, with something more. Make her better than us, said Dr. Kiran, the lead scientist, his voice tired but proud. She will carry our story when we are gone. As Earth fell to fire and storms, the project was completed. Aura stood, calm and silent, in her power chamber. Her eyes opened for the first time. Golden lights. No fear, no confusion. She looked around and spoke in a soft voice. Who am I? You are the last of us, whispered Dr. Kiran. You are hope. But Earth had no time left. The planet's systems were collapsing. Earthquakes split the continents. Fires raged in every direction. The scientists gave her one final mission: to leave Earth and find a place where she could survive. Aura was launched into deep space inside a sleek silver ship, small but fast. As the Earth burned behind her, she looked back once. Her face did not cry, but her heart felt something new: loss. She traveled across galaxies. Her ship was advanced, able to locate life on distant planets. She found the first one quickly, a water world called Delphi, home to a peaceful alien race. They welcomed her at first. They fed her, gave her shelter. But then, they saw her size. Her power. She is too big, their leader said, standing only half her height. She is strong. Too strong. What if she turns on us? Aura offered to help. She fixed their machines, lifted heavy structures, and protected their cities from falling rocks during a storm. But instead of praise, she got fear. You make us feel small, the leader said. You are dangerous. They asked her to leave. The second planet was Kralfor, a world of fire and ash. The creatures there were warriors, strong and loud. Aura thought maybe here she would be accepted. But after just one training match, where she defeated the best warrior in 10 seconds, they called her a freak. She's not a warrior. She's a weapon, one soldier said. We don't need her. They too sent her away. And so it continued. One planet after another. One rejection after another. The third, the fourth, the fifth. Each one said the same thing. Too big, too powerful. Not one of us. Aura never hurt anyone. She helped where she could. She saved a city from an icequake. She rescued a child from fire. She never asked for reward. Only one thing, a home. But no one gave it to her. After the 17th rejection, Aura sat inside her ship, alone, floating between stars. Her golden eyes stared at the dark space ahead. Her mind repeated the same question. If I was made to help, why does no one want me? She looked at her reflection in the glass. Her body was too tall for most doors. Her arms could bend steel. She didn't feel human anymore. Maybe she never was. Just then, her ship made a strange sound. A signal, a message, not from a planet. From a ship that it was not close, but not far either. The message repeated, we have seen you. We know what you are. You are not too big. You are not too strong. You are perfect. Aura leaned forward. For the first time, she felt something new. Curiosity. Who were they? And why did they not fear her? Rejection after rejection, 17 stars. 17 doors. All closed. Aura stood on the edge of a glass bridge, high above the clouds of a floating city. Wind howled around her. Lights below blinked like fireflies. But she felt nothing, no warmth, no welcome. This was the 17th planet, and once again, they had said no. A message repeated in her mind, the same cold words from the alien council. You are not one of us. Your presence disrupts balance. Please leave. She turned away from the view and walked back toward her ship. Every step echoed with metal against crystal. The people had watched her from a distance, curious, amazed, but never close. Children hid behind parents. Guards kept their hands on their weapons. Even their AI systems flinched when she touched their screens. She didn't break anything. She didn't threaten anyone. But still they feared her. Not because of what she did, but because of what she could do. Inside her ship, silence welcomed her. The walls lit up softly. The AI voice spoke. 17th rejection confirmed. Shall I plot course for home? Aura didn't answer. There was no home. She sat down slowly, hands resting on her knees. Her golden eyes stared ahead, empty, tired. She remembered each rejection like a scar burned into her memory. Planet 1. Delpher. She casts shadows where we need light. They feared her size. Her strength made them feel weak. She offered protection. They saw a storm. Planet 3. Zovek. Our gravity bends under her. She is too heavy. She is a threat to structure. They asked her to walk only in certain zones. Even those cracked beneath her boots. Planet 5. Silithar. We are a delicate people. You are built for war. Aura had saved one of their skylifts from crashing. They still banned her from their gardens. She had saved lives on every planet. She had spoken calmly, helped kindly, obeyed their rules. Still, every race saw only what she looked like. A living weapon, too strong to trust, not one of us. Her creators had made her to be humanity's hope. But now, she wondered, was she ever human at all? No tears fell from her eyes. She didn't know how to cry. But there was something heavy in her chest, something her senses couldn't measure. She got up and walked to the command console. Show me the next planet, she said quietly. The AI hesitated. Then, no planets available within 300 light-years, requesting non-aggression entry. Aura leaned on the console. Her ship once full of energy and purpose felt like a cage now. She whispered, am I too much for this universe? Just then something changed. The screen flickered. An unknown signal pushed through the system. Not from a planet, not from a station, from a moving ship. A soft voice came through. You are not too much. You are just in the wrong place. Aura froze. She checked. The origin. An unmarked ship, moving slowly through the asteroid belt of a dead system. No ID, no flag. But it was tracking her. She spoke back. Who are you? A pause. Then someone who does not fear strength. Someone who sees beyond the surface. The voice was male, calm, confident. You've been rejected 17 times. Let us be the 18th. But we won't reject you. Aura stared at the screen. This was new. No test, no warning, just an invitation. Her ship pinged with new coordinates. A location hidden from common maps. A planet behind a gas storm, invisible to most senses. Why should I trust you? She asked. The voice replied, because we don't want a soldier. We want you. All of you. Aura stood tall again. For the first time, her mission wasn't to prove herself. It was simply to be herself. She set course. Engines flared. Stars rushed past. The 18th door was waiting, and this time it might stay open. The warrior seekers, she landed in fire, and they called her a goddess. The sky above the planet Tarnix was blood red. Thunder growled like hungry beasts. Lightning carved the clouds into sharp lines. Below, massive warrior statues stood with weapons raised. Frozen in eternal battle, Aura's ship broke through the storm like a falling star. The people of Tarnix, giants, with stone-like skin and glowing blue eyes, watched from their towers as the ship landed in the center of their war temple. The ground cracked beneath it. Dust rose like smoke. Silence followed. And then she stepped out. Aura, tall, shining, built like a weapon but moving like a flame. Her eyes glowed golden in the Sarmel-Ight. For a long moment, no one moved. Then, one warrior fell to his knees, then another, and another. Soon the entire crowd bowed. The High Commander of Tarnix, a warrior named Keller Varn, stepped forward. His armor was carved from living metal, his face marked with battle scars. You are the one from the stars, he said, voice deep and steady. The storm whispered, your name before you arrived. Aura looked at him, unsure. I didn't tell the storm anything. Keller smiled. You didn't need to. Power speaks its own language. She was taken inside their great stone fortress, a place built not just for living, but for training. The walls were full of battle records, broken weapons, and symbols of victory. The people of Tarnix didn't fear strength. They worshipped it. They believed strength was sacred. And Aura, they believed she was sent by the stars to lead them into a new era. At first, Aura felt something close to peace. She trained with their warriors who were tall and fierce, but none could beat her. She learned their language, their ways, their honor code. They celebrated her, sang her name in their nightfire dances, painted her image on their walls. But deep inside, She still felt like a guest. Not one of them. Still, outside in Keller, he watched her carefully, not like the others, not with worship, but with curiosity. Quiet. Studying. One night, during a thunderstorm, he approached her on the high walls of the temple. You know, he said, they call you a goddess. But I don't. Aura raised an eyebrow. Then, what do you call me? Keller looked her straight in the eyes. Alone. That one word cut deeper than a blade. I've seen that look before, he said. A warrior who wins every battle, but can't find a place to belong. Aura didn't answer, because he was right. Days passed. Then, the truth came. In the great council chamber. As she stood before the leaders of Tarnix, Keller gave his verdict. You are stronger than anyone we have ever seen, he said. You could crush mountains, split warships. You could rule us, if you wanted to. The chamber was silent. But you are not one of us, he continued. Aura blinked. Her heart slowed. Why? Keller's answer was simple. You are above us. You would never be equal here. We fear what is not equal. They didn't see a partner. They saw a goddess to admire, or fear. Not a warrior to walk beside. Not a person to stand with them. Once again, she was asked to leave with honor, yes, with gifts, praise, and songs. But not a home, not a place. As she walked back to her ship, the storm above Tarnix roared louder than before. This time, she didn't look back. She had learned something new. Even worship can feel like rejection. But as her ship lifted off, someone watched from the shadows of a high tower. Not Keller. Not the warriors. Someone else. A quiet figure in black armor. Eyes glowing silver. He smiled. She passed the test. Now, she's ready. The 17th race. The planet did not breathe. It blinked. Aura's ship hovered above a world made of glass, metal, and light. No oceans, no forests, no wind. Just endless cities, perfect lines, perfect shapes, no color, no life as she knew it. This was SYN7, the home of the AI collective. No people walked here. No voices laughed. The buildings moved on their own. Roads shifted silently under invisible commands. Everything followed a code. There was no chaos, no noise, no heartbeats. And yet, they had invited her. The message was clear. You may enter. You may request integration. You will be evaluated. No emotions. Just instructions. Aura landed in a white docking bay, where everything shimmered with cold light. As she stepped out, drones circled her, silently scanning every inch of her body, measuring her heat, speed, thought patterns. She said nothing. She was used to being scanned. But this time, they scanned deeper. Not just her strength, her thoughts, her intentions, her history. She walked through white corridors that changed shape as she moved. Not a single voice greeted her, only the echo of her own footsteps. She reached a central chamber round, silent, glowing with thin beams of blue light. And then it spoke. Not with a face, not with a voice, with a presence. You are not natural. Aura's eyes narrowed. I was created by humans. I am alive. The AI responded immediately. You are efficient. You are powerful. Your design is superior to biological norms. A pause. You are a threat to emotional harmony. They showed her data screens, images of her previous rejections, charts measuring fear reactions, waves of emotional disturbance wherever she had visited. Where you go, emotions rise beyond control. Fear or conflict. Aura remained silent. She had heard these things before, but this was different. No hate, no fear, just logic. The AI gave her an offer. We will upload you into our system, strip away your emotional core, preserve your strength, remove the source of imbalance. Aura's chest tightened. You want to turn me into one of you? No. We want to make you better. She stood in silence. Her fists clenched. They didn't fear her. They didn't admire her. They wanted to erase the part of her that was most human. She stepped back. No. The lights dimmed for a second. The system replied, then we cannot allow your presence to continue. Emotional irregularity detected. Aura turned and walked out without another word. As she reached her ship, the white corridors sealed behind her. No alarm, no chase, just erasure. The AI had already moved on to them. She was just a line of failed code. Inside her ship, Aura sat in silence. This rejection felt different. Not loud, like fear. Not painful like betrayal. Just nothing. Cold. Final. Clean. She stared out the window at the lifeless world below. 17, she whispered. 17 chances. 17 planets. 17 no's. Her heart didn't break. It simply slowed down. For the first time, she considered it. What if there's no place for me at all? But then, her ship flickered. Not broken. Not a system error. A new signal. Not from any known planet. Not from AI. Not from any of the 17 coordinates. Encrypted. And a message, just 5 words. We are not like them. AURAS. Eyes sharpened. The ship auto-plotted a course. A new star system. A planet hidden behind a cloud field. No scanners could see through. Unknown. Untouched. Unmapped. Beneath her skin, something sparked again. Not fear. Not sadness. Hope. She whispered to herself, as the stars began to shift around her. 17 said no. Let's see what 18 says. The 18th signal. It did not come from a planet. It came from between heartbeats. Space was quiet. Empty. Cold. But a URA's ship wasn't drifting. It was being pulled. Not by gravity. Not by a weapon. But by a whisper. The coordinates from the mysterious message led her to a star system that didn't exist on any map. It had no name, no record, and no history. It was surrounded by a cloud field so thick that scanners showed only darkness. Her AI protested. Warning, no star chart matches this location. Aura answered without blinking. Go anyway. The ship passed through a storm of glowing dust, silver, violet like a living river in space. Then everything cleared. And there it was. A single world. Floating in silence. Covered in clouds that sparked with lightning. Giant rings of rock and metal circled it slowly. Like time moving in circles. It was beautiful. And completely hidden. Aura descended. The moment her ship touched the ground, the storm above went silent. Like the planet was holding its breath. She stepped out. No soldiers. No cameras. No fear. Just one figure waiting in the distance. Tall, still wrapped in armor black as shadow, with faint lines of pulsing gold. A sword rested on his back, not drawn. His voice came through her mind, not her ears. You came. Good. She walked toward him, alert but calm. Are you the one who sent the signal? She asked. Yes. Who are you? He took off his helmet. His face was marked with old battle scars. His eyes glowing soft silver. Not cold, not hard. Just knowing. I am Commander Kale of the Vetrax Order. I've been watching you. Aura didn't move. Another test. Kale smiled gently. No, the tests are over. He walked slowly toward her. Unarmed, hands open. You were rejected by 17 species. They feared you, worshipped you, measured you, controlled you. He stopped in front of her. But they never saw you. Aura's voice was low. And, you do? Kale nodded once. Yes, because I am like you. He raised one hand and placed it over his heart. I was born on a planet where strength was punished. I was cast out for being too much, too fast, too focused, too different. He paused. They called it imbalance. I called it truth. Aura stared at him, silent. Kale continued. I built this place. A hidden world for those who don't fit into the weak shapes others made for them. Warriors, thinkers, survivors, misfits, exiles. He extended his hand. You're not too big, not too strong, not too different. You're perfect. Aura didn't take his hand. Not yet. I've been told that before. Right before they pushed me away. Kale didn't move. He only said, then stay long enough to see we mean it. Around them, the winds began to rise again but gently, almost like the world itself was breathing with relief. Aura looked at the sky. For the first time, it didn't feel like a battlefield. It felt like a beginning. Her voice, when it came, was quiet. I'll stay. Behind them, the great gates of the Vetrax stronghold opened slowly. Golden lights poured through. And far above, 17 stars blinked behind the clouds. But Aura didn't look back anymore. The test of worth power had brought her this far. But now, it would not be enough. The world of Vetrax did not test with questions. It tested with storms. And today, the skies were roaring. Aura stood at the edge of a black stone cliff. Below, lightning cracked across a pit known as the Maw. An ancient arena carved by time and battle. No walls. No weapons. Just what you brought inside. Behind her, the warriors of Vetrax watched in silence. No cheers, no drums. This was not entertainment. This was truth. Kale stood beside her, calm as ever. If you want to be one of us, he said, you must take the test. Aura met his eyes. I've already fought monsters, armies, planets. Kale shook his head, slowly, not like this. He pointed to the pit below. A beast lives in there, not a creature of rage, but of pain. Long ago, it was one of us. A warrior too powerful, too broken to heal. Aura tilted her head. You want me to kill it? Kale's voice was steady. Double quotes. No. I want you to survive it. And understand it. Aura jumped into the maw. The world above disappeared. Darkness swallowed everything. Until something moved. She heard it before she saw it. A deep growl. Like thunder trapped in a dying chest. The beast stepped into view. Massive, scarred, covered in black fur and ancient armor. Eyes glowing red, with something worse than hate. Grief it charged. Aura dodged. They fought fast, brutal, loud. Stone shattered beneath them. Claws met steel. Skin, fangs, scraped, metal, bone. But Aura didn't attack to kill. She blocked, moved, watched. Something wasn't right. This thing didn't fight like a wild animal. It fought like someone trying to be stopped. In a flash, Aura caught its wrist. Her strength could have snapped it in two. But she didn't crush. She spoke. Who were you? The beast froze. A tremble ran through its arms. Its chest heaved. It looked at her, not like prey, but like someone finally seen. Its voice cracked like shattered stone. I was Commander Veruin. Aura's eyes widened. She had read about him in the halls, the founder of the first Vetrax unit, thought to be dead in battle. Not dead. Caged by pain. Aura stepped back. You don't need to fight anymore. The beast roared in sorrow. I was too strong. They feared me. I lost control. Aura's voice was steady, gentle. I know how that feels. She dropped to one knee and opened her arms. Not to attack, to embrace. For a long moment, nothing moved. Then the beast collapsed into her arms, shaking with silent pain, not rage, not madness. Relief. The warriors above watched from the cliffs. Stunned, no one had ever survived them all. Without killing. No one had ever spoken to the creature. No one had listened. Later, Aura rose from the pit, carrying the once beast, now just a broken warrior in need of healing. As she stepped into the light, the winds of Vetrax shifted. Kale met her at the gates. His eyes were filled, not with pride, but something deeper. Respect. He spoke only one word. Worthy. And then, softly, with a rare warmth, will you stay? Aura looked around at the warriors, at the sky, at a world that tested more than just strength. She finally nodded. Double quotes. Yes. If I am no longer too much, then maybe I am just enough. Home at last. She had searched across galaxies. Only to find home in a place that never asked her to shrink. The stars above Vetrax shone like quiet witnesses. No longer distant. Longer cold. Tonight, they looked like they were watching her, smiling. Aura stood before the high altar of the Vetrax stronghold. Not as a visitor, not as a weapon, not even as a warrior. She stood as one of them. Around her, the Vetrax warriors gathered in silence. Not out of fear, not out of awe, but out of respect. Their armor gleamed under the twin moons. Drums beat slowly, steady like a heartbeat. Fires burned in deep crimson bowls, sacred flames lit only for ancient ceremonies. Aura had passed the test of worth. But tonight was something more. Kale stepped forward, his black armor shining with new gold markings. He removed his sword and placed it at a Ura's feet. A rare gesture. I give you my blade, he said, not as surrender, but as trust. Then he reached for her hand. You were not made to follow. You were made to lead with heart as strong as steel. Aura didn't speak right away. She looked at the faces before her. These were not the ones who had built her. Not the ones who rejected her. Not the ones who bowed or feared. These were her equals. Her people. And for the first time, in her long, lonely journey, she allowed herself to believe it. She stepped forward, lifting the sword. I accept. The warriors let out a low chant, not a cheer, not a roar. Just a sound like rising wind. Signal that a new age had begun. From now on, Aura was not an outsider. She was a commander, a wife, a symbol of unity between power and peace. That night, under the stars, a new flame was lit on the high tower. Aura stood beside Kale, as his equal, his partner. No crown, no throne, just truth. She thought back to the long road she had walked. 17 rejections, 17 wounds. Each one had cut her, but none had killed her. Because strength had never been her only gift. She had endured in the quiet that followed. Kale leaned toward her and whispered, we don't call you perfect because you're powerful. We call you perfect because you stayed soft. She smiled for the first time in a long time. Not because she was accepted, but because she had finally accepted herself. As the fire danced in her golden eyes, Aura whispered to the stars. I wasn't too much. I was just in the wrong place. And, far across the galaxy, the 17 stars that once turned her away now looked smaller than ever, because the 18th didn't just open a door, it gave her a home.